Imagine a swimmer standing on a diving board, completely frozen. They are busy calculating the water temperature and wind speed, trying to find a mathematically perfect angle of entry instead of just jumping in. Most of us spend our lives in this exact state of hesitation. We cling to old emotional baggage and demand a guarantee of future perfection before we take a single step. We have turned holding on into a daily habit. We believe this level of over-preparation keeps us safe. In reality, it builds a self-imposed psychological prison that keeps us from ever reaching the water. This behavior is driven by the negativity bias. Human brains evolved for survival in the wild, which required constantly scanning for threats. We are hardwired to prioritize danger over happiness. Our biology hasn't caught up to our environment. The brain cannot distinguish between a physical predator and a modern emotional threat. An unread email or a moment of social rejection triggers the exact same survival alarm as a threat in the wilderness. This glitch creates the illusion of control. We fall into the trap of believing that if we analyze our fears and hold on to our shame long enough, we can somehow prevent future pain. The reality is that life rewards presence, not over-preparedness. Overthinking doesn't solve problems. It creates entirely new ones inside your mind. Our need for control eventually turns inward. We try to dictate our self-image by listening to an inner critic that demands absolute perfection. This manifests as a paralyzing hesitation. We rewrite the same email 5 times or stay quiet in meetings because we think harsh self-talk will protect us from making mistakes. Perfectionism provides no actual protection. It is a weight that keeps us stationary, fueled by the fear that we are not enough as we are. We also try to control the unpredictable future through analysis paralysis. This shows the loop. We gather information, let it turn into doubt, and then seek even more information to soothe that doubt. The take action step remains isolated, sitting outside the cycle while we wait for a feeling of being ready that never comes. Momentum creates confidence, not the other way around. Real clarity is the result of taking action, never the prerequisite for it. Finally, we try to exert control over the past. We carry emotional baggage and old betrayals as if gripping them tightly could change what happened. We often refuse to forgive because we think our resentment punishes the person who hurt us. Forgiveness is really a matter of self-interest. It is the process of reclaiming your own emotional real estate by evicting a memory that has been squatting there for free. When we try to micromanage our past, our future, and our flaws, we lose the only domain we actually inhabit, the present. Letting go is frequently misunderstood. It does not mean you must forget the past or pretend that trauma didn't happen. True letting go is a deliberate decision to loosen your grip on variables that are entirely outside of human control. This Venn diagram illustrates the necessary shift in focus. Most of our mental bandwidth is wasted on the left circle, things we care about but cannot control. We must move our energy to the center intersection, where the only thing we can control lives, our response. Treating letting go as an active, trainable skill allows us to stop the brain's negative feedback loop. One practical method is the thought dump. Set a timer for 5 minutes and write down every unedited fear in your head. This acts like closing background apps on a phone, clearing the cognitive energy those worries were draining. You can also personify your inner critic. Giving that negative voice a specific name creates psychological distance, reminding you that your intrusive thoughts are separate from your identity. We must also commit to imperfect action. By setting strict deadlines for decisions, we force ourselves to move forward, acknowledging that progress begins where the demand for perfection ends. A moment of wonder. Total control is a fantasy. You cannot force a river to flow exactly where you want it to, but you can learn to swim with the current. Releasing the need to micromanage life makes space for true freedom. The most courageous thing you can do is to stop thinking and finally start living.